Hi there, folks. James Panka here, host of the Witness Titanic podcast. I'm currently prepping to record a full episode on this Coast Guard Titan implosion report that came out last week. But I've come across something that can't wait for the actual episode. I think I found a pretty glaring mistake in this report that may have accidentally yielded the biggest Titanic news of the year. So this is absolutely blowing my mind because this podcast is designed to be like an inquiry into the Titanic disaster, because there are just so many outrageous and fabricated and over dramatic Titanic stories floating around the world that are based on absolutely nothing. Coal fires, switch theories, owners telling captains to go faster, you name it. This podcast is dedicated to looking back at what the survivors actually said and how their words have been twisted, often against them. And I am just flabbergasted that Titan imploded 2 years ago. This report is just a week old, and we already have to step in here and point out that it's happening again. A witness in the Coast Guard investigation told a story that this report does not accurately retell. And now this new version of events has been latched onto by the news, by TikTokers and YouTube people. Let me explain. You may have heard that on Titan's Dive 80, they ventured into Titanic's grand staircase, or where the staircase used to be, this big gaping hole in Titanic, and the Titan got stuck. This is huge news if true. This is something they were absolutely not supposed to be doing. They were not supposed to enter the wreck, certainly not get stuck in it. This almost defiling of the wreck, going inside the wreck, breaking the rules, may have sealed their fate. Sounds really dramatic, and that is usually the first red flag when Titanic is concerned. Other red flags started popping up for me for two reasons. One, P.H. Nargeolet was the pilot at the time. He was one of the most experienced and respected divers in Titanic history, if not the most. He wouldn't take a 22-foot submersible into an opening in the ship barely bigger than that. Also, the multiple times this stuck in the stairwell story is mentioned in this report, it's described differently each time. In one instance, Titan enters the wreck and becomes entangled in debris in the vicinity of the main stairwell. Entering the wreck and in the vicinity of are not the same thing. The next instance describes Titan descending for a closer view of Titanic's interior. The third mention of this event says that they maneuvered closer to Titanic's wreckage and one of Titanic's skids became entangled. No mention of a stairwell at all.